Hi, good day. My name is Jax, and this is my very first video on YouTube. Yay! The name of the channel is called Belucci Studios. That's for those of you who struggle with the name. And no, I am not Italian. I am from South Africa, and yeah, I look forward to sharing some stuff with you. So the purpose of the channel, there are three things that I would like to cover. The first will be motivational videos, which will be the largest part of what I will be doing. The second is gear reviews, and the third is cover songs and promotional videos. So motivational videos, pretty self-explanatory as to what that is. Gear reviews. Now, I've studied a little bit of audio engineering, and I'd like to share with you some of the things that I know, because I've seen on YouTube where people talk about certain things and I'm like, ooh, no, that's not what that is. That's not what that is. And it's, it's fine. I believe that in this community we are here to share knowledge, to help each other and encourage each other. And the last thing is the cover songs and promotional videos. Now, the cover songs will be songs that are most likely will be me covering songs of other artists, and they are the promotional videos, and the promotional videos will be videos of artists, up and coming artists that I have found, who I've managed to work with, and who are prepared to put their music out on YouTube on this channel. And I'm hoping that through doing that, these artists will find an audience, and they will be able to grow their businesses. So let me get back to the motivational videos. Why on earth would I want to do those? Now, I've heard a lot of opinions about motivational motivation, and there's a lot of people that believe that it's just a whole bunch of hot air and it doesn't really achieve anything. To them, it's a way of getting money from people, or else it's for people who aren't really serious about life, who don't really know anything. There are some people out there who have that view on motivation, and I'm like, it's fine. You don't have to like it. If you don't like it, then you can continue doing whatever it is that you are doing. And some people have managed to be quite successful without needing motivational videos or any kind of. When I say motivation, I'm speaking about the hype of motivation. That they don't need that. And I'm quite sure that they do have a lot of people encouraging them, and so forth and so forth. So for me, ever since I was introduced to motivation and mastery, ever since I was introduced to these two things, I was able to start pulling things in my life together in such a way that I'm actually able to accomplish things. Now, it's not that this is the holy grail of anything. It's a method of being and of thinking that helps you to achieve your goals. Because for me, for the largest part of my life, I haven't been all about motivation. I was always demotivated. I was always looking to others to help me along the path and that kind of thing. So I didn't know how to psych myself up. I didn't know how to get my stuff together so that I can actually get certain things done. Not to say that I was completely useless, but that I wasn't living my best life. And yes, I did just use that phrase, living your best life. And I believe that since having stumbled across this, and since I was introduced to it, that I actually have been living my best life. Not that my life is absolutely amazing and things I just it's just I just live the most fantastic life. No, that's not my life. I have a life just like most people do, but I've learned to make it the best that it can be in this moment. So where did this whole journey start for me? When I was 17, I left home for Bible college. I went to go and study in Cape Town. I live in Johannesburg. I went to study in Cape Town, and I studied Bible theology and missions. And it really was just a fantastic experience. And that laid the groundwork for what I would later come to know as mastery and motivation. So before I left for college, I believed, I was 17, I think when I was 17, sometime in my matric year, I knew exactly that, okay, next year I would go to Bible college. That was the thing that was going to happen for me. And this one day, I was taking a bath, and I had this dream. I said to myself, by the time I'm 40, I will be a millionaire. By the time I'm 40. I firmly believed that. And my plan was simple. Go to Bible college, do whatever I need to do there. Then when I'm done there, go to university, maybe WITS or one of the universities that we have here in Johannesburg, and study something in IT, and by the time you're 40, you would make it. Yeah, it hasn't worked out that way, but anyway, that was who I was. That was the dream that I had. And I went to Bible college. First year was a mess. Second, third, and fourth year, those were the years where I learned something about what it is to be a man and to actually start taking responsibility for yourself. And I started to do that. I finished Bible college, did a pastoral internship program, and I thought to myself, this pastoral, being a pastor isn't something that's going to work for me. And not because I didn't believe in the things that I was taught, but it just didn't feel right to me. And I thought, I need to go down another path. And that dream that I had of being a millionaire, of making it big, I still kind of thought, it's maybe possible. Maybe it's possible. Maybe. So I went and I started looking at universities, looking for, something that I could study, something that I was really interested in. Now take note that when I was 17, I thought IT would be the way in which I would accomplish my big goal. But it didn't work out that way. My marks weren't good enough, and there were just so many obstacles to me getting to university that eventually, I chucked that dream in the bin. I said, that's just not going to happen. There were just so many things that I just couldn't get right at the time. But I still had my dream. I still had this dream of making it big by the time I'm 40. So, 3 years after graduating from from college, 3 years after that, I found a place where I could study IT, where I could, do some short courses in computer programming and so forth. And I thought, okay, this is gonna be that big first step. This is how I will make that transition from where I was to being on the path of where I wanted to be. And finished, I think in the top 10% of the class. Very different to the way in which I finished off high school, where I was probably, in the lower half of the class. But, I thought, okay, this is it. This is where this journey starts. I was really optimistic. People were getting snatched up left, right, and center by banks and other institutions, and I thought, okay, my time is coming. My time is coming. I was getting ready. And 6 months later, I was still looking for work. And then I started my very, very, very first job. I was headhunted by some employment agency, and I'd scored really well on their tests, and this company made me an offer. I accepted the offer, and that was the beginning of what I was hoping would be a really amazing journey. And the company was great. It was a really good company to work for. I got a basic salary and commission and all of this kind of thing. And I thought, okay, it's gonna. This is now. It's starting now. It's starting now. 2 years later, I realized that big dream that I had, maybe I'd have to push it out by a couple of years. So instead of 40, making my first million, by the time I'm 40, maybe it would be when I'm 60. 6 months later into that year, I realized that I needed more money in order to get the things that I needed to do. I was 25 years old, and my life just was not working out. Things weren't working out for me. I was struggling to. I think I bought my first car when I was 27. At age 27, and it wasn't the car that I wanted. It was something that I could afford, but it wasn't what I wanted, and I was struggling. Then, I thought to myself, how do I go from here? How do I go from where I am one step closer to where I want to be? I'd applied for various vacancies, various job opportunities that had come my way, and everybody was saying the same thing. They were like, you don't have the relevant qualifications, you don't have the correct papers, you don't have the correct experience. And that dream that I had, I realized maybe it will come through when I'm 70. Okay, so from 40, I moved it to 60, then I moved it to 70 years. By the time I'm 70, maybe I'll be close to. Now take note, I went from I'm gonna be a millionaire when I was 17. I'm gonna be a millionaire by the time I'm 40, and then by the time I'm 27, I'm nearly 28 years old, and I'm thinking, maybe it will happen when I'm 70. Maybe. I got my second job, full-time job, and this company was also a really good company to work for, and my salary wasn't growing as fast as I expected. My friends were moving forward, their lives were moving forward, they were getting married, they were having kids, they were moving into places of their own, into their own homes and all of this kind of thing, and I wasn't having any of that. And I was like, I'm 28, this isn't happening for me. It's just not working out. Every company that I go to for an interview, they're like, you just don't have the experience. We're looking for C#, we're looking for Java. These are the things that will get you to the place that you want to be. But I wasn't there. I didn't have those papers. I didn't have that experience. And then the longer I worked at this other company, I thought, I'm not gonna get there. My dreams are too big. Maybe I need to scale them down, make my dreams more manageable. And it was hard. It was hard. A friend of mine came up from Cape Town. At least and we I was playing guitar at the time, and he does bass guitar, he plays keyboards, all of this kind of thing, and we thought, okay, let's start recording some stuff. Let's try a new way to this big dream that I had. And we tried. We recorded first on the sound card of the computer that I had, the built-in sound card, and we realized very quickly that was not going to be good enough. And we managed to then buy something else, and that gave us better quality. We got software. We learned about how all of these things work. Then in 2009, I came across this college, and this college does sound engineering, and I thought to myself, okay, let me go and study this thing, and so that we can actually grow at a much faster pace, because at the time we didn't really know what we were doing. We were struggling. We were listening to advice from people, and everybody's giving us like really bad advice. Not bad advice, but not the kind of advice that would get us to where we wanted to be quickly. So I thought, let me go and study. It solved my unemployment situation. So I went from being unemployed prior to 2005. I went from being unemployed to being unemployable to being employable. And I figured, well, if that happened in the IT world, maybe it would also happen in the audio engineering world. Maybe, just maybe this is it. Musicians out there making big bucks. Studios must also be making big bucks. That's what I thought. So I went and 2009, did a short course in sound engineering, and that was really amazing to meet all of these people who were in the industry, people who knew things about contracts, who knew things about mixes and microphones and sound cards and all of this kind of thing, and I was like, that's amazing. And the one day I remember we had a big international act, was the big South African act, that performed in one of the studios at the SABC, and the college is situated right there, and these guys were recording there, and one of the lecturers at the school was recording this guy, and I was like, oh, this is amazing. And you hear how amazing these guys sound, and I was like, and you see you see everything that's going on here, how the whole process works and how it all fits together, and I was like, wow, this is amazing. This is what I want to do. For the first time that I could, in as long as I could remember, I was like, this is what I want to do. This is it. Yes, definitely. Maybe this will get me to that big goal. Maybe it will get me to that big goal a whole lot sooner, and I was very hopeful. But that hope didn't last very long, because I had all of that excitement, the motivation, the hype of motivation. I had it. But there was something missing still. So 2010 came along, we had the World Cup in South Africa, and by then that hype that I had in 2009 faded to just a minor whispering in my ear from time to time that I have this knowledge. And I couldn't, between the hype and the excitement and having a plan in place, I just couldn't put those things together in such a way that it would result in me actually accomplishing anything in any meaningful way to me at the time. So 2010 World Cup came, and then after the World Cup I thought to myself, hey man, maybe I should take up some photography. Maybe I should do that. Maybe that'll be the thing, because I needed something to make me a little more money than what I was making at the time. I was struggling to pay my bills. I was just about making it. I was just about getting through every month. And it was just like at the end of the month, just having a couple of $100. That's rough. That's rough. And I needed something that would allow me to just make a little bit more than I was, so that I can get. My friends were still moving forward, and I was far, very, very, very far behind. I couldn't find a girlfriend. I just couldn't. I'd find a girl that I'm interested in, and then it would become nothing. I get the friend zone, the dreaded friend zone. And that happened a lot. And I just wasn't moving forward. And then, okay, so now I took up photography, and I'm like, okay, this is going to be the thing. Learned everything about aperture, shutter speed, all of this kind of thing. Learned out about composition, the rule of thirds, learned all of the technical aspects. Went to a college again. This seems to be a recurring theme in my life. Me studying and then doing, and then studying and then doing. And I went to this college, and, they gave us stuff that, also lots of good stuff that I learned there, and I thought, okay, maybe this is it. I went forward. I took photos. I took a lot of photos. I got odd jobs here and there, took up some weddings, some of them for free, some of them, I was paid very little, but I was very, very, very little. Like it wasn't a good thing for me to do, but I did it. It wasn't, how shall I say, financially feasible, but I did it. And I did a couple of those. But these weddings weren't paying me the money that I needed to, it didn't result in me having 2,000 or 3,000 rand extra at the end of the month. Basically, I was in the same place that I was before I took up photography. And then you go out and you look, and everybody's a photographer. You go and you tell people, okay, these are my packages, and they're like, no, are you crazy? That's too much. That's too much. What qualifies you to charge those kind of prices? There's a guy that I know that can, he can just come and he can just do the wedding photos for us. We don't need to spend all of that kind of money. And slowly but surely I realized that I need a way to reach a broader audience. I need a way to, go from the people that didn't want to pay to the people that did want to pay. And I thought, okay, fine. How are the pros doing it? And then I looked at other photographers who are successful, who are really successful, and I went to their workshops, and I followed them on Facebook and all of this kind of thing. And I thought, okay, let me try what they're doing. And I followed some of their advice, and some of that advice was improve your portfolio. Improve your portfolio, put out adverts in magazines where brides will actually find you. And I thought, that sounds like really good advice. So let me do that. And I did. 2013. August 2013. I received from the company the magazine that I placed my advert in, I received my copy before the publication on the 1st of September 2013. And I thought this was a pretty respectable bridal magazine. The ad went out 1st of September. 1st of September, I had my phone on me all the time. I never had it out of my sight for more than 2 seconds. It was always on me. That first day, I was like, okay, it's gonna happen. I was like excited. I was like, wow, man, this is amazing. Here's my ad. I showed people in the office. I went to the shop that day, to one of the stores, the retail outlets where this magazine would be in. I went there and I saw, oh, there's my advert, and it looked amazing. September 10th came around. No phone calls. September 20th. Now on September 1st, I was excited. I was over the moon. I was like, yeah, it's gonna happen. September 20th, I looked at my portfolio online and I was like, is there something wrong? What did I do wrong? Because no one's calling me. I'm not getting any calls. Why am I not getting any calls? But I was still hopeful. September 30th. October 1st. October 10th. October 15th. And by the time the 20th of October came around, I realized I gave it my best shot. And I was gutted. I did not know what to do. I remember that from about the 20th of October until maybe the 15th of November 2013, I didn't tell anybody about anything. I stopped bragging about the advert, and I thought to myself, I could not afford this loss. Because I took all of the money that I'd saved for 2 years. I sold the camera that I used to take some of those photographs. I did not have a camera anymore. I spent all of my savings on that advert. and on ensuring that that advert would go out. I hit the real low around about the 15th of November. Now, let's pause that sad song for a second and let's go back 6 months.